Hey everyone, how's everyone doing out there? It's Brian here from Massey's Main Entertainment, and we're on our little bi-weekly track here of where what we do is we're going to be ranking our top 12 songs from particular artists. We get together every 2 weeks to do that, and we have a rotating lineup, so each one of us get to pick one. And this week was Rich, and Rich decided that he was going to go against the grain, go against the dude, and he was going to pick the Eagles.
That's right.
So we get to all go along with that. So joining me today, obviously, is my two buddies here, Rich Strickler. I'm going to put a link to his channel down below, and Doc, who is evidently just like winning all sorts of awards, and they're shipping them off to different countries and everything. So I don't know what's going on. But what we do is we get together, we rank these songs, and what we do is we count them down around the horn style. So we'll go 12, 12, 12, 11, 11, 11, and so on until we get to number one. And tonight I have to go first, and then Doc's going to go second, and Rich is going to bat cleanup since this is his band. So let me ask you, fellas, the Eagles, how hard or how easy was this to do?
I'll say, man, this was really tough to get to 12. I'll tell you that. I have a huge list. I think I had 30 spots written on my list at one point. So, I like the Eagles a lot, man. And personal preference, it'll be like that. The '70s were the Eagles era, I think, for this kind of music, and really talented band. I know not in everybody's wheelhouse, but they're definitely in mine. I don't care what anybody says. They're talented as hell. They make great music, and I love everything I've got on my list of 30, let alone it's going to be in my top 12. So tough to get it down to 12, but pretty solid list in my eyes for me. That's what I'll say.
I agree. It's very difficult. One of my favorite bands. I know it's not a popular statement, especially with Jeff Lebowski and people like that. But anyway, I've always liked them from the first time I heard them, and like I was telling the guys off stage here, they had 6 albums in the '70s, one a little bit later. I ignored the later one. I'm concentrating on the '70s Eagles, like Doc said. That's their highlight reel, and all 6 albums will be accounted for, some more than others. That's all I'll say to lead it off.
Right. Yeah, I gotta say they basically, I mean, those 6 albums ran from 1972 to '79, pretty much dominating 8 years of music.
Right.
Where you could just, you open up one of the albums, and even if you weren't a diehard Eagles fan, you would recognize 4 or 5 tracks just by the title on the album where you've heard it before. I know that I did. So from that standpoint, it was a little easy, and I wanted to listen to them again to get some deeper tracks, and I did find some, which is great. I think that was the great part of this whole thing, is I found some deeper tracks. So I've got to lead it off tonight. So I guess we'll just get started with this. Number 12. This is my only representation from On the Border. Not that it's a bad album at all. I do like several songs on here, but I really like the guitar work on this. And I like it when they're doing the chorus and they got this little woo-hoo-hoo type of thing going on in the chorus. I've got Already Gone. I picked that as my number 12 song. Like I said, love the guitar work in it. For as many songs as they have that are more like country, laid back type of country sound and stuff, every once in a while they flavor it up with a good rocking guitar tune. And then this is one of those. So that's my number.
Very 12. Good. Very good. I mean, you're right. A good point there. Sometimes they rock it out a little heavier, something you have that countryside to them, and sometimes that mix right in the middle. I like all 3 aspects of the Eagles. I'll say that. So, but I did not see this coming, buddy. My number 12 is Already Gone.
Wow,
nice job, guys.
You're right. It's exactly that. It's got that country side and stuff like this. But the band sounds great. This is the debut. You get a really good feeling about harmonies and everything else you're going to get from these guys for especially the next 8 years, like you mentioned there, Brian. 72 to 79. These guys are harmony masters in some senses, man. Already Gone is a really good example of that. Great tune, man. That's my number 12.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very nice. My number 12 is off their first album, Witchy Woman is my number 12.
Oh, nice.
It's a hit single, not a monster hit, but it was on the radio, and it's one that they played to death in the early days of touring. They didn't have a lot of songs when they sort of learned songwriting on the fly. I always like the harmonies in this, and the raven hair and ruby lips, sparks fly from your fingertips. I like the lyrics of Witchy Woman, and just a classic Eagles song that I had to put somewhere on the list. So it's going to start my list here at number 12.
Nice. Hey, that's
Very cool.
I think Elaine Bettis from Seinfeld tried to pass that off as her song, right?
Yeah.
What about Witchy Woman?
Yeah, it was Witchy Woman. Yeah, that's what she was trying to do, right? That was great. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Number 11 for me, I've got From One of These Nights. I've got Lion Eyes here. Like they said, I thought by now you'd realize there ain't no way to hide your lion eyes. I love the track. I remember hearing it all the time when my brother David used to play it on 8-track.
Oh yeah.
On top of that, it's his 8-track in his van. So it's like
Really?
atypical 70s style, people listening to the Eagles back then, I mean, it's band with no seats in it, where you basically just all sat in the back of this thing and bounced around. So great tune, though. I love it. I wanted to definitely include it here at number 11. So
Great one.
That's a good number 11. My number 11 sounds like Rich's number 12 because it's "Ooh, which gay woman."
Yeah.
See how? Yeah, it had to be in my top 12 almost for the exact same reason. It's such a good, catchy, different kind of vibish kind of thing for them too. But it actually just shows the diversity even in the first album. You have Already Gone and Witchy Woman off the same album. That's pretty two good spectrums of what you might hear from these guys moving forward. As much as they're both off their debut, I still had to have it in my top 12. Placements, maybe not everything, but yeah, Witchy Woman's a classic Eagles tune, man. So I'll add it in there too, Rich.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. It's got that atmospheric thing, like you're out in the cold in a fall night, Halloween style music.
Yeah.
It's a good Halloween song, Witchy Woman. My number 11. This is a little bit of a deep cut. It's off of One of These Nights. After the Thrill Is Gone. This is a song where Glenn Fry, and Don Henley share lead vocals, alternate choruses, and I just think it works beautifully. Good storytelling. Lyrics are solid. Same dances in the same old shoes. Some habits that you just can't lose. You don't care about losing, but no, you don't care about winning, but you don't want to lose after the thrill is gone. Just a cool written song. I like the way it's delivered. Country-ish vibe to it. It's very acoustic, but I've always been a favorite, so I had to put it on the list, number 11.
very nice. All right, so we're at number 10 so far. This one is a deep cut here for me for number 10. I've got from the debut album for Eagles. This one this is one that took me by surprise on when I went back and listened to the discography here. Take the Devil. It's a track that's kind of like on the early second side that I did for some reason. I mean, I know it didn't get a lot of plays on Spotify and everything, but I think it's a great track, and I think it's really kind of an underrated track for them. Maybe because there were so many other great songs on this album, but
yeah,
I wanted to include it here. I wanted to get some deep cuts in here, and I think this track is it's going to personify some of that atypical outlaw country type of mentality that the Eagles are going to have going forward. So I wanted to include it here at number 10. Take the Devil.
Nice,
great, good choice, man. That is a deep cut, man. That is a deep cut find.
That's the deepest one we've heard so far, for sure.
Yeah. My number 10 is going to come off The Long Run. Mine is like they got a whole bunch of different kinds. I like when they rock. I like the slow. I just like good music, man. I think that's what I'm getting here. I've got the Sad Cafe at number 10 for me.
I love that song. I love that song.
This is a slower song. This is, and when they sing these kind of songs, that's not going to be the first one you hear from me from these guys, man. Because I like when they sing their slow songs. They're lyrically speaking and stuff like that. Once again, man, it's another one of these bands that we don't talk about, but there's a lot of meaning behind some of their music and some of their songs.
Right.
When you do a little bit more deep dive on some of these things, it's really, really good. It just makes it that much better. So Sad Cafe is just a beautiful written song, and it's very easy to listen to. I love Henley's voice.
Very nice. My number 10 off of the long run. Those Shoes.
Nice.
Love the song. I just
Love
like that. It doesn't really sound like an early Eagle sound anyway. It's got that more modern. You can see where they were headed had they stayed together.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to be a harder rocking band, I think, with the addition of Joe Walsh, and they still had Felder, the double guitar action there. But they have that talking box like burn out, yeah. Woo, woo, that whole thing. And it's sort of a sexy song too, you got those straps around your ankles. You're going to lose your independence. It's talking about a warning to the women in the singles bars, all the jerk offs in their fancy cars. They're like vultures coming in to swoop down the women. That's what that song's about, the LA lifestyle. So it's going to make my list. Those Shoes at number 10.
That's a really nice pick. It's going to show up later on my list, so I'm definitely a big fan of that song. So,
yeah.
All right, number 9 for me. We're going to stick right with the long run. Doc, I got Sad Cafe here at number 9.
Right on, buddy.
Yeah, it's funny is that, I of course heard the song before, but I didn't really like circle back to it until like maybe, I picked up a CD called Common Threads, which was all country artists doing covers of Eagle songs. And Lori Morgan does a cover of this song, and it was absolutely fantastic. So it just made me fall in love with the track again. Again, like you said, it's got that really nice mellow sound to it. Just something about the song that really just appeals to me, and I can listen to it over and over again. So I wanted to include it. Sad Cafe is number 9 for me.
Nice, I love that song.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. So what am I? I'm number 9, right?
Still number 9, yep.
Maybe this is the first one off Hotel. I don't know if we've had a Hotel yet. So
I don't think so.
Nope.
I got Pretty Maids all in a row.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I like Walsh. Joe Walsh here is this is like there's some great singers in this band. They can all sing, really, when you get right down to it. And some of them have their sweet spots and some of them don't. So this is a Joe sweet spot to me, man. Hi there, how are you? Just the way it gets right into the head. It's another beautiful song, I find. It's but with Walsh's guitar, it just sounds that much more Eagle-ish to me in some senses too. So it's not completely like a melodic kind of song and stuff like that. There's a lot of musically, it's very good when you get right down to it. So what a beautiful song too, man. So I've got that coming in at number 9.
Nice.
Number 9 for me, I went with, I think this might have been their first number 1 hit. Could be mistaken. One of These Nights, the title track from the 1975 album. I wanted to get it in here somewhere, so I put it at number 9. A cool sound and great harmonies in here as well between Don Henley and Randy Meisner chips into this too. With some of them high, we're gonna find out what really, that
right.
One of these, and I like the beat. Dun, dun, dun. It's more of an up-tempo rocking number for them. Not a true ballad, but a great song nonetheless. So had to put it on.
Perfect.
Good one.
All right, so we're clocking in up at number 8 here. This is my first song from Hotel California, and I caught I don't know why I did. You caught a whole bunch of slack for it, but because I thought this was probably their most true rock song that I think they've ever recorded, which is Life in the Fast Lane from Hotel California. I felt like a lot of the other ones could always be harkened back to country rock or folk rock or something like that. But Life in the Fast Lane just genuinely felt like a rock song to me. It didn't feel like any of those other things. So I wanted to include it, and I'm a really big fan of it. I like the weird little things they do with the guitars and their voices and everything in there when they're going Life in the Fast Lane, and it's kind of got this swooping sound to it. And yeah, I think that's great, and it was like nothing they had before in the albums before. So I wanted to include it a little bit higher here. That's where I've got it at number 8.
Can't go wrong there.
No, it's a great choice, man. That's a rock tune, man.
Yeah, that's a rock tune.
Yeah.
My number 8 goes back to the long run. Go figure. It's one Rich has mentioned already, man. It's Those Shoes, man.
There you
Nice.
go. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a raunchy tune, man. That opening, the guitar, that opening, that's right up my alley too, right? So this
Yeah.
is,
Oh, no.
yeah, it's a
Oh.
raunchy, heavy, almost violent kind of guitar sound almost at certain parts at the beginning of there, man. It's raunchy, man. That's a really cool rock tune, man. Those Shoes, and Headley's even got a gritty sound to his voice, man. When he's singing
It
it down,
does.
yeah, it's a gritty tune, is what I would call it. Yeah, an Eagles gritty tune. That's a top 12er for me, man.
Nice.
I agree. My number 8 is the closing track on Hotel California, The Last Resort.
Mm.
This is a lot like the Sad Cafe. It's a great closer, slower song, very poetic lyrics by mostly Henley, writing about the West and
The West.
taking the land from the Indians and building up and destroying. They call it paradise. I don't know why. They call someplace paradise. Kiss it goodbye. It's like destroying the frontier of the land, and the harmonies are killer. Just a tremendous song, well written song. You could read this as straight poetry, and it would make perfect sense without the music. You know, she came from Providence, the one in Rhode Island. I just like
In
the
Rhode
way
Island.
I like everything about it. It's a great classic Eagles song, and I had to put it on the list.
Excellent. All right. So now we're closing out the first half of our list here. So I got number 7. I think another deep cut. You guys would tell me if I'm wrong. Outlaw Man from Desperado.
Yeah,
That's a good cut.
I feel like I really like the track. I feel like, maybe it's an underrated track. It probably didn't get enough love. But then again, like I said, it's like some of these albums had so many singles that they released from it that it probably was hard to like jam another one out there, but I think this track vastly underrated. I wanted to make sure it got into my top 12 for sure. I got Outlaw Man, guys.
a good choice. You don't think of that immediately, but when you play it and it rings true, it's a good song.
Yeah,
Real
It
good
is a good song. Like I said, I don't know, I had 30 lines written down here, man. So yeah, that's on there.
Yeah.
So I'm number 7 now, right? So number
Yep.
7 for me. Rich, I don't know what's going on here, buddy. I got one of these nights, man. That's my number 7. So,
Nice. Yeah.
there you
yeah, like everything you said, including the falsettos and stuff like that between Don and
go.
there. You needed him to sing it actually, so or else it's not going to
I
sound
love
that
it.
good. So it has to be that way. But hey, that's this is exactly what he said. This is a classic Eagles song.
Yeah.
Almost right down the middle here. Eagles, one of these nights. Almost the perfect Eagles tune in one sense. If you want to hear Eagles, listen to this tune.
Yeah.
Especially if you like the rockier side, the harder edge side.
I like
Yeah.
the riffing at the end of it, where
The
he's
riffing,
basically
right?
like, because they got the high voice and he's kind of still singing on top over top of the high voice. That's great. I love it.
My number 7 is one that Brian had earlier, Life in the Fast Lane. I couldn't get away from it. Has to be on here for me. The lyrics, basically describing life in the fast lane. He was a hard-headed man. He was brutally handsome. She was terminally pretty. She held him up, held her for ransom in the heart of the cold, cold city. He had a nasty reputation as a cruel dude. They said he was ruthless. They said he was crude. They had one thing in common. They were good in bed. She said, faster, faster. The lights are turning red. Life in the fast lane. I mean, I just love the way that sets up for the sex, drugs, rock and roll kind of theme that they're going for here. About outrageous parties, heavenly bills. They knew all the right people. They took all the right pills. It goes on and on. Just one great line after another. So, number 7 on my list.
Excellent. Okay, we're in the home stretch here, guys.
Yep.
Number 6 for me. I've got, like you guys, I have it a little bit higher, I guess. I got One of These Nights here at number 6.
Yeah.
And you guys have already talked about it. I think it sounds a little, at the beginning of it, when it first kicks off, it feels like the bass is a little bit funkier than some of the stuff that they had before, you
Yeah.
know. And then maybe it's because it was, it is like a rock song, And then, like I said, at the end, everybody should listen to this song because at the end, where the one guy is singing this really high voice, and he's singing over top of that, and he's just almost like he's just riffing it at the end. He's just not going by any lyric sheet, just kind of just spouting it out there. I think it's a classic tune of the Eagles. Got to be in the top 12, guys.
Yep.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure to make you lose your mind, man. It is Life in the Fast Lane.
There you go.
And my wife probably gets sick of it every time I do the guitar right at the end when they go, dear, at the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Eagles rock song, man. An Eagles rock song. And Brian, I think you summed it up pretty good when you said that, man. That's exactly what this is. These guys can do a lot of different things, man. They country rock, soft rock. They can do poetic stuff. They can rock it out. This is a rocking out Eagles tune, man. Life in the Fast Lane.
It is the most rocking out, probably.
Yeah, it's
the
right there. No
they
shoes and cringy and gruddy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Life in the Fast Lane, straight at your rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
Great tune. Number 6 for me.
My number 6 was both your guys' number 12, Already Gone. I had it pretty high on the list.
Wow.
I think it's one of their great sing-along songs, because I'm already gone. I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song, and then woo-hoo-hoo.
I love that.
It sounds like
awesome.
birds taking flight. Really a cool song. Just remember this, my girl. When you look up in the sky, you can see the stars and still not see the light. That's right. Just a great song. What's the other little tidbit here? So oftentimes it happens, we live our lives in chains, and we never even know we have the key. But me, I'm already gone. So just a wonderful song. Number 6.
Perfect. Number 5. I know that when we were debating doing these lists, we had a little thing we were going around saying we should leave off the obvious choice, right? We were kind of debating that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to put it high, but I'll put it at number 5. I'm going to put Hotel California here at number 5. And I know there'll be comments being like, I'm out of my mind. You're crazy. This is their greatest song. I understand all that, but I think I'll take the overplayed thing and use that as my excuse, but it's still in my top 5. It's a classic song. Everybody knows the lyrics, everybody, understands the rhythm of the song and the importance of the song, but I didn't want to go any higher than this because I had other songs that I enjoy more listening to. So
very good. I thought the same. I have the same feeling. I was going to leave it off too, and I have it on, but not too much further up.
Right.
I totally understand everything you just said, Brian. I'll leave it at that. Well, you'll know what I mean very soon.
Right.
Maybe not now, but very soon.
Right.
So my number 5, Rich, you already had it. I got The Last Resort here.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Yeah, this is it's almost like a song without I don't know, like a chorus. There's almost no chorus in the song, right? It's just a storytelling song, right?
Storytelling. Yep.
But this is, it's piano, it's sad. It talks about everything you talked about the West Coast, how Hollywood almost thinks it's going to be like, the be all and end all and corrupt and everything else. And, what they did to get there almost. It almost has that vibe that, this is what's going on the West Coast, taking it from the native lands. So, but Don Henley's voice in the song is the driving piece for me, man. He's singing it like it's poetry being sung. So, I love that, man. Number 5 for me, The Last Resort's a classic too.
There you go.
Very nice. I'm glad somebody else had it because I think it's one of their best written songs.
Yeah, so do I.
Number 5, I've got Victim of Love off of Hotel California. Nice. This is a song I really, really like, and I wanted to get it in the top 5. Squoze it in. Could be even higher on some days. It's one of my favorite Eagles songs. I just like the lyrics. They're, victim of love. They're sexually oriented in a way. I heard about you and that man. There's just one thing I don't understand. You say he's a liar and you put out your fire. How come you still got his gun in your hand? Victim of love. I see a broken heart. You got your stories to tell. Victim of Love is such an easy part, and you know how to play it so well. Just a cool storytelling tune about a relationship. So that's where that's at. Number 5, Victim of Love.
Very good.
Perfect. We had 3 different songs from Hotel California, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So far.
So far. So
Yeah,
number 4 for me, you guys have already had it, which I am pleasantly surprised that you had it. Because I love the intro to it. You know, you got
oh yeah.
I've got Those Shoes here at number 4.
Yeah.
You know, got that guitar that almost sounds like they're, you know, they're
Screeching.
muffling it through something like wow, wow, wow.
Right.
I really dig that. And of course, I'm a big fan of the Beastie Boys too, and they sampled this on their track High Plains Drifter for Paul's Boutique album, and it's great. So I mean, a double whammy for me to be able to enjoy the song twice that way.
Pretty cool.
Those Shoes, number 4 for me, guys.
Fantastic. Nice and high, buddy. That's a rocket tune pretty high, man. That's pretty
I love
cool.
it. Yeah.
My number 4 was what Brian would consider the obvious choice, and it's the obvious choice for me too. So I guess in one sense, but it had to make my list, and I'm putting Hotel California here.
Okay.
It's iconic. It's a fantastic song. You know, it's overplayed. It's everything else. It's a whole bunch of other stuff that, you know, everybody knows it. Hotel California is a freaking awesome tune, man. It really is. It's number 4 on my list. This is like just honest to me. I just like these other 3 songs better. But Hotel California is really high on my list of Eagles tunes, man. This is a fantastic rock song. I don't care how often it gets played. I'll listen to it at any time. It's a great song.
Couldn't agree more. My number 4 is Take It to the Limit off of One of These Nights. This is Randy Meisner's showcase when they used to tour together, sang the lead on this. You can spend all your time making money. You can spend all your love making time. If it all fell to pieces tomorrow, would you still be mine? And then the chorus, when you're looking for your freedom, the background, nobody seems to care. When you can't find the door, can't find it anywhere. When there's nothing to believe in and you're coming back for more, you're running back. Put me on a highway, show me a sign, and take it to the limit one more time. Just a great vocal performance by Randy, and another one of these well-written classics for the Eagles. Number 4 for me.
Perfect. We're in the top 3 now, guys. So
yeah.
Here's I've got another track from Desperado, my most represented album on my list. Anyway, I've got Tequila Sunrise here, the quintessential country rock song, I think, for the Eagles, especially on this album, which this album seems to be hugely representative of just country rock in a way. So I really like the song. It's iconic in every possible way. You know, it's in and out very quickly. It's not like one that's you draw it out for 6 or 7 minutes. It's I think it's less than 3 minutes. 3 minutes. They just go in and out, and it's done. Wanted to include it in my top 3 for sure. One of my favorite songs by them. So
good one, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
My number 3. Like Rich is looking at my sheet or something. I got no freaking idea how this works, man. But I got Victim of Love at number 3 for me, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great song.
Well, it is, you know. Hey, you guys know me well enough, you know. Yeah, I like my soft, I like blah blah, but I like my rock, I like my rock. And Victim of Love is another rock song, man. So it's I tried to almost go like 50-50 down the pipe with the Eagles here. So but they write really good rock songs, man. What can I tell you? And, you know, great guitar work in this tune, man. A raunchy guitar in this one too. I've been listening to this since it came out, man. Literally, Friday nights at Buddy's place, man, downstairs. We'd be cracking this one. Victim of Love is raunchy, good rock and roll Eagles, right up my alley, man. Number 3 for me.
Yeah, like I said, it could have been even higher on my list, but I wanted to get it in the top 5. It's that great a song. My number 3 is your guys' number 5 and your guys' number 4, Hotel California. I put it 3rd on the list. Just too big to ignore. I just want to. I know we've heard these a million times, these lyrics, but I just pay attention to the images, the songwriting here. Mirrors on the ceiling, the pink champagne on ice. And she said, "We are all prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their stealing eyes, but they just can't kill the beast." Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find a passage back to the place I was before. "Relax," said the night man. "We are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave." And then that instrumental comes after with the jamming guitars, and just fantastic song. A lot of people would have it as their best song, and it technically probably is, but it's my third favorite this time around.
I almost did the drums right in the middle of when you were going through the highlight drum.
Yeah.
I heard a cover version of it on the Roubaix collection for Elektra Records, and the Gypsy Kings did it, of all bands. So they did a completely Spanish version of Hotel California. Wow. I was like, wow. Oh. All right, where are we at? Number two?
Number two, man.
Number two, I've got another quintessential song of theirs that this really is. It really is just a country song. I mean, it'd be easy to call it country rock, but it really is a country song. I've got "Take It Easy" from their debut album. I mean, just kicks it right off in the song. You know, "Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I've got 7 women on my mind." God bless you, man, if you got 7. 4 that want to own me, 2 that want to stone me, and 1 says she's a friend of mine. I mean, it just that's quintessential country songwriting right there, guys. I mean, he just took it and multiplied it by 7. That's what he basically did. So I wanted to include it. It's number 2 for me, man. One of my faves.
Awesome.
So my number 2. If I said something along the lines of, you know, "Just put me on the highway and show me a sign."
Take it to the limit one more time.
Take it to the limit one more time. Yeah, this is honestly my second favorite Eagles tune. This is really an honest list for me, I think, today anyway.
Yeah.
But "Take It to the Limit" will always be up here in my number 1 or 2 spot, I think. There are some songs are just personal and stuff like that. This song is just fantastic, man. And I think you said I think you've summed it up, Rich, when you said it's the highlight of Miser here is when he's doing this, man. This is yeah, the harmonies, just a little storytelling between it. But I just love this tune. There's everything to love about a song. This is one of those songs for me, almost in one sense. So yeah, look, I've only got one that's ahead of that. That's a real personal choice for me. So let's take it to the limit. So my number 2 Eagles tune.
Number 2, I went with a ballad. I went with "Desperado" title track. I just love the writing on this again. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses, come down from your fences, open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. And then let somebody love you before it's too late. Just a great emotional song, I think. Desperado. That's my number 2.
Excellent. And
oh my God, here we go, Brian.
Number 1. I've got Desperado at number 1.
There you go. That's what I'm talking
about. It's their best song by a long shot. I think it's well written. It's that country rock album, quintessential country rock album. On the Common Threads album, actually, Clint Black does the cover version of this, and it's really good, but doesn't even come anywhere near the Eagles for quality. I just think it for me, I'll push aside Hotel California any day and listen to Desperado instead. That's who I am. So,
yeah, great pick.
Yeah. Man, listen, Desperado is a fantastic tune, man. And we're gonna tell you, it's not my top 12, but you know, it might be tomorrow. My number 1, I can't help it. It's my favorite Eagles song. It's one of my top songs maybe in my life, you know, top 20 song kind of thing. This is just something that I think is so well written. So I got "Wasted Time" at number 1 for me.
No.
Interesting. I've heard you say that before, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I have mentioned it, I think, in the past. And not that I'm sticking to my guns or anything else like that. That really means that this song is just not has any meaning to me or anything else like that. You know, this is about, you know, losing your loved one in your life and stuff like that. You know, did I waste my time in my life going through this relationship with you and stuff like that? I just think it's so well crafted and so well said as a storytelling song, and I like those my Billy Joels and my Springsteens and stuff like this. And I find this to be in that neighborhood. I just think it's a fantastic song. To me, it's their best song to me. Just the way everything comes about it. Waste of time, I think, is and Henley's Henley, man. I just one of those voices I just can't get away from. Waste of time is my number one.
Very nice.
Nice.
We have 3 different number ones. My number one is Lion Eyes.
Great tune.
I just love the storytelling, and I like the imagery of a woman at a bar waiting to get picked up, and her husband's at home. That whole drama here. City girls just seem to find out early how to open doors with just a smile. A rich old man, and she won't have to worry. She'll dress up all in lace and go in style. So you got the younger woman, the older guy, and then this big chorus. You can't hide your lion eyes, and your smile is a thin disguise. I thought by now you'd realize there ain't no way to hide your lion eyes. That's country rock too at its best, and I really enjoy that song. So number one for me.
Wow. How many? I feel like we had more trifectas than 3.
I feel like we did too. Now, how many do we actually have?
I know we had those shoes for sure.
We had
already gone.
Yep. That's 2. One of these nights, did we all have that?
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
I did too. That's 3.
And then we all had did we all have hotel? We all had hotel.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Life in the Fast Lane?
Life in the Fast Lane I had.
That's 5.
That's 5.
I think we had 5.
That's 5. Yeah, I think that's what we had.
And we had 2s as Lion Eyes was a 2, Desperado was a 2, Take It to the Limit, Victim of Love were 2. The Last Resort was
2.
Yeah.
The Sad Cafe you guys had, that was a 2.
The Sad Cafe for me and Brian. Witchy Woman.
Witchy Woman was a 2, me and Doc. So we had like 6 or 7 2s and 5 3s.
That's pretty good.
I thought we'd have more across the board stuff, but we really didn't. That was their best songs are their best songs. I guess.
Songs are the best songs. What about your guys' your honorable mentions?
Doc, you go first since you have 30 of them.
Hang on, I got to bring up my sheet there. I just got to go ahead. Rich,
I'll give you mine real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Best of My Love, Last Resort, Heartache Tonight. I don't even think that was mentioned at all. Peaceful, Easy Feeling, and then Take It to the Limit. That was my 5 honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'll just run through it quick. Take It Easy, I did not have because originally a Jackson Browne song that Glenn gave a lyric to, but I love it, of course. It's an iconic Eagles song. Peaceful, Easy Feeling, Tequila Sunrise. I like James Dean, Hollywood Waltz, Wasted Time, even New Kid in Town, a pop song I like. Mm-hmm. Pretty Maids All in a Row, Try and Love Again, the title track of The Long Run, In the City, the Joe Walsh tune, the Sad Cafe, the King of Hollywood I like, and the Disco Strangler. There's so many songs here that I'm.
Yeah.
So I got my list now, and I think almost, Rich, you might have just rang them off. In the City, Peaceful, Easy Feeling, New Kid in Town, The Long Run, Take It Easy. Yeah. I Can't Tell You Why.
I like that one too. Yeah.
Right on the Border, Old 55, I like too a lot. That's a cool tune.
Right.
Try and Love Again.
Old 55, I like too. I forgot to mention that. Best of My Love.
After the Thrill Is Gone, I had that deal too because you already. I think you had that, did you?
That made my list number 10. Yeah. And there are 2 songs that appear on Hell Freezes Over that were written in the 90s, I think. The Girl from Yesterday and Learn to Be Still. They're both well-written songs. And I'll listen to them anytime as well.
Right. Well, that's what we got for this week, everybody. The Eagles, they only had 6 albums, guys, but they had just a ton of songs to choose from. So it was really difficult to do. So thanks a lot, Rich, for joining us this week.
Thank you.
Doc, thanks for joining. I think in 2 weeks, guys, our goal is we're going to be doing The Who, which their catalog is just huge. And Doc, I hate you for making me go back and listen to all those albums again. Especially those rock operas are going to be just, it's going to be a lot of stuff. So, and then I think we have, I've got REM on deck, and I'm not sure who we have after that. Rich, do you have anybody in mind after that? Or
I might do Zeppelin or Skinner, one of the 2.
Yeah, so then we got some good stuff coming up. So stay tuned for it. Every 2 weeks we'll be releasing one of these. So until next time, everybody, see you then. Okay, take care,
care.
everyone. Bye
See
bye.
ya.
You